What's up, everyone? It's me, Ivan. And, well, I'm here to talk about Daredevil Born Again. I have finally finished the season, and, I told you guys that I wasn't going to do a video for this channel unless I really had something important to talk about. And this is something that I considered important to talk about. Just because Daredevil has a very fond place in my heart, especially the Netflix series. Even with Iron Fist, a lot of people shit on Iron Fist a lot, and I get it. Like, the series is not good at all. But if you see episode 10, I believe it's episode 10 or episode 9 of Luke Cage season 2, where he does a team up with Iron Fist, you can see that Finn Jones is legitimately a good Iron Fist. He just needs a good script and a good direction. And the guy who directed and wrote that script for that particular episode where Luke Cage collaborates with Iron Fist, you can see the absolute good chemistry that those two have. Sadly, that wasn't utilized on neither of his actual shows. But I'm not here to talk about Iron Fist. I'm here to talk about Daredevil and Disney because now Daredevil is part of Disney. So let's just dive into whether I think it's good or not. And I honestly think, as a general series, it's messy. It's just not good. As It's not as good as the Netflix series. Honestly, I think this is the weakest of all. But I can see a kind of promising future because you can clearly tell when the rewrites start to happen and when the reshoots start to happen because there's a tonal shift on this thing that is greater than the Grand Canyon. Starting on like episode 7, I think. You can definitely see how they are trying to course correct. So that in itself makes me say, okay, I think we have a little bit of like a promising future per se. But in general, this series is just the weakest of all Daredevil. There's a lot of inconsistencies. There's very poor writing at the beginning. It's insanely boring. The first 4 episodes, man, I hated it. The fact that they just bring Foggy and Karen and everything and a horrible ass CGI just to kind of make it feel like, oh well, here's the jangling keys, and then to throw it away. Honestly, it feels very cheap and like poorly done. I think at the end, the very last episode is good enough to where you can be like, okay, maybe we're going into a better direction. And I think that Disney in general, they might be facing with enough hits at the box office. And when I mean hits, is not like, oh, Snow White is a hit. I'm saying like they're hitting them. The box office is hitting Disney real bad. The Daredevil numbers, the viewing numbers are not that good. So I think Disney needs to course correct. And one tiny step was what happened at the later episodes of this series because it clearly shows that they are trying their best to emulate what happened on the Netflix series. The type of tone, the reality of things. Like we're the last 2 episodes are so vastly different than the rest of the series, and I think that's where it shows the most that we have a more grounded team that wants to make Daredevil better or at least closer to the Daredevil that we all kind of like fell in love with the Netflix series. So I think that's where we are. I think that's good, and I'm kind of optimistic to see season 2. Uh, am I still going to say that this is super good and I'm like, yes, Daredevil is back? No, I'm not. It's not. But at least I can say, all right, I might give it a shot when season 2 comes out because I was ready to drop this thing by episode 6. by episode 6, I was dreading so much. The pacing, the everything was just so insanely boring, and the writing was so bad. The writing was atrocious. The legal drama, the new characters, the new girlfriend, everything just felt bland, inconsistent, and I just I was not a fan. So I think the rumor is true that Kevin Foggy saw this thing and was like, "No, we need to change it." But they were already too deep into the game to like reshoot everything, so they did what they could to kind of fix it at the end, and I think they did. There's unnecessary cameos. There's unnecessary plot lines and everything. But I think towards the end, it's good enough to where I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot when season 2 comes out. And that's honestly where I'm at with Daredevil. I truly hope, like beyond measure, I truly hope that it does course correct, because at the end of the day, better content, it's better entertainment for us. So, but I'm still going to be as honest as possible when it comes to reviewing or talking about this kind of stuff. So, yeah, the series in itself wasn't good in general. The last episodes were good enough to where I can say yes. I'll give season 2 a chance, but we'll see. All right, that's all I have to say for that. All right, take care, guys. Bye.